Here, let me get a little closer. How's everyone doing today? How are you doing today? I'm doing all right. Today, we're going to be going over day 8 and day 9 of the DEA. So, let's crack on in. So, yes, meow. All right, let's take a look. Got my meows just being adorable. Discover what it means to be under the rug. Pretty funny. All right, so we last left off on day 7, where the DUID victims' voices finished off their redirect, their cross-examination, and Dr. Kenneth Finn did his opening statements, right? So at the end of that, we went into, which was yesterday technically. Dr. Kenneth Finn did his exam. Like, he pretty much had the entire day to himself. So we're gonna go over all of that, and then today is Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. No, so it's interesting. So remember when we were talking about how the Louisiana was one of the grievances, and how they had other states attached to them? Well, they dropped, which means all the other states that were attached to them dropped, which means that the entire of those who claim grievances, like, out of the slots, one of the slots got used up and dropped. So, like, they're not even talking about it. So that's why TBI is going, like, by themselves pretty much. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, not even the state of Tennessee, just the agency. So I find that fascinating. But yeah, so we're gonna get into this, right? Let me just take a look. Yeah, we're gonna get into this. DEA hearing, cannabis rescheduling. Let's see what's going on. All right, 2 days ago, 1 week ago, 2 days ago. 4 days to June. Wait, what? Are we kidding? No. Reuters has got to be doing something. Legal industry. Control F, cannabis. Okay, this was 2 days ago. But, Reuters, you guys suck so hard. Yeah, I think this is the same. We've already seen this. Is there any other cannabis besides that? Control F, cannabis. That's it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have to get it straight from the source. Let's go see Dr. Kenneth Finn. See what he had to say. It's got to be something. Here we go. Day 7. Wait, ALJ hearing. We're just gonna look at it. We're just gonna look at it. A day ago. Yeah, that's from. There's something. There's something. Here's something. Who are you? Okay. Ooh, okay. So let's begin. This is MMJ International Holdings. So MMJ International Holdings is that's crazy. They're putting out Yahoo News, finance news. All right, well, it's somebody, right? MMJ International Holdings, the guys who are going up against all this, they're also the ones who are reporting on this because they're inside the room. And the people who are inside the room seems like they're holding out for interviews with other people so they can get paid for what this is insane. Like, I just want to know the news. Give me the news. So I'll give you the news based on how I get it. So Dr. Kenneth Finn, former president of the American board. All right, so this is crazy. This is definitely AI made. You could definitely tell how much AI made this is. Like, look, that's AI eyes for sure. Like, look at this. Ah! Okay, day 7 of the DEA, and it came to a board certified pain. Yep. So Dr. Kenneth Finn, president, testified that medical marijuana does not operate under the standards required of modern medicine. Scientific evidence used to justify rescheduling does not support the claims. Okay, how? Okay. Okay, they're talking about themselves. Day 7 showed in a physician's own words exactly what the state marijuana programs are missing, which was a recommendation, not prescription. Well, because this is therapy at the moment, right? This is medicinal therapy. This isn't ah, ah, ah. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, they're not prescribing anything because like there's recommended dosages because everyone's endocannabinoid system is different, right? Like that's the thing about medicinal cannabis. Everyone's endocannabinoid system is different. And because everyone's is different, everyone requires different dosages. Not one dose is the same. Yes, we can titrate it perfectly to like 2.5 grams, 5 milligrams, etc., 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 like all the different milligrams from a tenth to a fucking whole. But at the end of the day, like that's why they say recommended, not prescribed, because a prescription requires a certain amount of dosage every day for a certain amount. Recommendation is the same thing. You get a certain amount of dosage for a certain time period, but how you take that dosage is based upon your therapy, right? Not so. Anyway, carries a drug name, a defined dose of milligrams, right? And quantity limits. State marijuana recommendations come with no dosing guidelines. Yes, they do. No safety studies. Yes, they do. And no established base of clinical knowledge. Well, the clinical knowledge we actually do. Hold on. I'm going to look that up right now. We're going to look that up right fucking now. Clinical knowledge, NIH, cannabis, state, dosing. Here we go. This was done in 2023, so fairly recent. Wide variations exist in the position. Wait, who did this? First of all, shout out to Shelby Stewart, whoever made this. Shout out. Putting in the work. All right, so medicinal use as THC. Prior work has found legal limits on recreational cannabis, sold for from moderate and use and diversion. All right. So medical grade covered 30-day limits on 5 milligram THC dosages. Grams of pure THC were calculated using plant weight. Medical. Okay. I want to see. Well, that's a lot of states. Monthly limit. Okay, so here we are. Here, see monthly limits right here. Right here. You know what else has monthly limits? What are monthly limits to dosing? Shit, let's give SSRI. How about that? Maximum daily limits. Yep. Daily limits are observed. Yep. Hey, look at that. Daily therapeutic ranges. Within established daily therapeutic ranges. I don't know. Just like cannabis? All right, how about opioids? That ain't it. Watch this. Okay. Watch this. Wait, where's the numbers? Okay, hold on. Okay. So if we look at say Kentucky. Law in effect 2017. Law initiates opioid prescriptions. Acute pain 3 days. All right, where's Florida? Give me Florida. Florida. All right, 3-day limit. Prescribe opioid for acute pain. Some exceptions are made for 7-day prescriptions. Law requires healthcare providers. Okay, so these are weekly. All right, let's go to Nevada. 14-day initial limit, not exceed 90 MME per day. All right, so opioids, Got a limit. Let's take a look. What else we got? What about dosing barbiturates? A lot of rehab life, but no missed dosing medication. Take a look. Let's take a look. Medications with quantity limits. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Daily supply is 30 days. Daily supply is 30 days. Daily supply is 30 days. 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 Quantity limited to 120 dispensing units per 30 days. Per 30 days. And you can get, and this is like routine, right? Every 30 days, right? 30 days, 30 days, 30 days, 30 days. None, none, none. None, 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 none. Adderall, none, none. No limit. Quantity limited 30 days per 30 days. Okay, look at this. This is crazy. Quantity supply limit. So we have supply limit, we have per day supply limit. Cannabis has the same thing, right? Right, there it is right there. Monthly limit on products. And if you break down this divided by 28 or 30, you'll get your daily, right? All right. Often states have full plate. Yep. All right, 3 states, Pennsylvania, do not currently have weight-based possession or purchase limits because their limits are established for each patient by the recommending physician. Ain't that just the way? Ain't that just the way? Through 3 states, Pennsylvania, New York, and West Virginia, actually have the doctor, what's that? Establish patient limits by recommending physician? We're going to go back to that. But there it is. No established, that's ridiculous. Hogwash. All right, we got to finish this. Okay, so the results. The median number of grams per 30 days is 23 grams for a whole plant of cannabis and 10 from THC products. With the influence of mange, 8 pounds of inflammatory at any given time is an outlier. The mean was actually 50. So get rid of Maine, and it was really 55. From 55 to 27. And then 5 grams from 300 in Iowa to 150,000 in Maine. So Maine is like tipping the scales on these stats. But most medical establishment limits represent a combination of whole plant and home cultivation. All right, discussion. Our results present quantities of dosage greater than the transaction limits for cannabis. So part and the limits are standardized to 30-day periods, not transactions. Are higher than recreational limits for all states. And that's true. This could be because the medical cannabis laws were written for the more severe patients in mind. That's true. Potentially medical use. While medical users have a lower recommended dose, look at that. They report using more cannabis and spending more money on cannabis than recreational users, perhaps because they consume more frequently and build up a tolerance quicker than recreational users. Regardless, possession and purchase limits appear to be well above behavior in most states. Especially if registered medical cannabis users can purchase so much more than they require medically, could the limits be exploited to divert cannabis to the illicit market? Or conversely, could such high limits encourage problematic overuse of cannabis? No, because there's still like limits to it. There's still limits, and the doctor can lower those dosing limits if he believes that abuse is happening, and that happens quite a bit. You'd be surprised. Patients get a little upset about it. It is also worth noting the number of doses patient can purchase vary but they choose to purchase. While the most states purchasing cannabis at the median potency of 12 grams THC per other products, a few states have our product limits. Yep. All right. Limitations. Medical cannabis research in the field evolving rapidly. Yep. All right. Clinical research on appropriate medical cannabis dosing is still developing. It is clear that current medical cannabis limits allow for a very large cannabis purchase. Since most states do not have THC potency limits or weight limits, they actually do, that take the THC potency into account. Yes, they do. Patients could increase the total number of doses they purchase by purchasing cannabis very high potency. Well, recommended. Some states allow for limits to be increased or waived based on patient cannabis needs. Right, there it is. In addition to providing the potential of overconsumption, high limits provide an opportunity for diversion into the illicit market. Well, as with any other fucking anything, pick a thing, right? And it's going to get diverted to the illicit market. Fucking Home Depot has that issue, right? Lowe's has that issue where the shit they sell gets diverted to the illicit market. So let's not go there fucking about like, oh, get them out of here. That's a political hogwash. But overall, I understand I understand the messaging. I get it. But Alaska is coded with a max of 30 ounces per month. Alaska's code makes it consistent with other states, and the sample is very likely patients are doing that in Alaska. Right. Yeah, no one's doing 30 ounces, right? It's probably for business purposes. But anyway, still a good read. Thank you for the data. I appreciate actual anything on this, right? Appreciate you. So this whole, where's it at? This, not true at all. A ruse. In one of the hearings, when striking moments, Dr. Finn described becoming a registered Colorado medical marijuana patient himself. He testified that he cannot identify the physician who recommended him, and that when he requested the medical records the state requires to be kept, he was told they don't exist. He characterized the arrangement as a ruse, in which recommending physicians do not maintain bona fide doctor-patient relationship. Well, wait a minute. If he isn't going to name the physician, how is he going to, and it doesn't exist, maybe he just wasn't registered. So Dr. Finn tried to do a gotcha moment for Colorado medical marijuana, and he can't identify the physician who recommended him. Okay. Is that because it's telehealth? That's ridiculous. I don't believe that's all right. So Dr. Finn contrasted FDA-approved cannabinoid medicine with dispensary product. FDA-approved drugs. Oh, so this is where they're like trying to separate. MMJs is separating themselves from what like now they're slicing hairs about like why they need to exist and why all the other dispensaries don't. FDA-approved drug cure prescription information contradict, but like no, they because like you like Eve like no. He noted that CBD alone has hundreds of documented drug interactions. FDA approved CBD drugs with warrants of its label of liver injury, suicidal ideation, sedation, information dispensary product does not provide. Well, because Epidiolex, hold on. It doesn't contain THC. It's only CBD. And it also has, hold on. Let me see the actual pharmacology on this. Cannabidiol primer. All right. All right. CBD only component, no THC, non-psychoactive. Okay, let's go down the list. Nothing. All right, hold on. Give me molecular structure. No, it's not CBD. I just want. All right, it's a highly purified plant CBD. Its core molecular structure and properties are. No, I don't need to know that. I just want to know. Wait, what? It really is. Wait, is Epidiolex really just CBD? There's no way. There's no way. Okay. Okay, this is someone saying that like they recommend insurance, right? Like, okay, because that's the recommendation for the organization. All right, let's try this again. Search Google. Well affected shows certain side effects. Increased appetite, diarrhea, liver function change. Over-the-counter CBD versus, okay, so it's tightly manufactured for exact dosing and purity. It's not the same as over-the-counter CBD. Wait, so it really is just CBD, like purified CBD? It's like CBD isolate? What? It's just CBD isolate. There's no way. Okay, let's see their guide. Okay. All right. Inform patient the potential elevations of liver enzymes. Importance of measuring the uptake. Yeah. Caution patients of operating machinery. Counsel patients are care. I think that's just like a pharmaceutical, just like advise patients do not discontinue without consulting their healthcare provider. Strong to potentially increase the seizure frequency. Right, okay. Enroll both of you like pregnancy surveillance program. So they're going to register collecting information about the safety. Oh shit, they're not even going to tell them stop using it. They're just saying, come join our study. That's fascinating. Jazz Pharmaceuticals. All roads lead to Rome. Fascinating. Jazz Pharmaceuticals. I wonder... Dr. Kenneth Finn, Jazz Pharmaceutical. In International Association of Sickle Cell, Dr. Finn serves as a prominent voice of the medical establishment, urging that the planet to develop before you visualize his stance lines like sizes. Yep. Huh. I'm just curious if there's a connection between the two. It doesn't look like it, but then again, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so like Jazz Pharmaceuticals just like patented isolate, CBD isolate. Fascinating. That's so funny. They even tell you that's so cool. Okay. Fascinating. Yeah, that's pharmaceuticals, all right. All right, so warns of its liver, suicidal. But that's everything on Jazz Pharma. I bet you there's some stuff that doesn't even cause suicidal ideation that they still have it just in case. It's just like a legal fucking like, don't sue me. Information a dispensary product does not provide. I wonder if that's true. Actually, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I think I should actually see it. Like here on the state floor. Because I got it back. I gotta make it. I got a band with a thing. I got a bag with the thing. 1 sec. Let me get this bag with the thing. Okay. So, by law, every NMTC out there in Florida has to supply this. Now then, let me show you what I mean. Here, let me bring it. This right here. See this right here? See all of this? Yeah. Let me read it to you real quick. I'm gonna get right up in here. I'm gonna get right up in here, and we're gonna read this, right? Okay, so it says right here, this insert is a summary about the products. Please read this insert to keep your medicine. If you have any questions, consult your physician. All right, so it's saying that their plants are meticulously grown without the use of pesticides and contain 15 to 30% cannabinoids by weight. Don't let anyone use this. Keep this medicine out of reach of children and pets. If a child puts this in go to the poison control center. Clinical pharmacology. The endocannabinoid is a series of receptors, so it tells you everything what it needs to tell. What the CNS is for this reason, THC is known to be psychoactive cannabinoid, can produce euphoria. CBD works indirectly as an antagonist. It literally has all the definitions on here. Sanctuary, that are ideally used for fast-acting, potent treatment. Crohn's disease, Parkinson's, and other debilitating diseases. Dosage and administration. Talk to your physician is crucial, important that medication administered in small doses to determine the effective dose to minimize side effects. It is best to start with a lower milligram at first to know this product will affect you before increasing doses. Dose as recommended by your physician. So again, yes, your physician, yes, your doctor is telling you how much to take. Like it's not like a recommendation is a recommendation, right? If you tell a person, hey, this is the daily limit, and they decide to fucking pop 4 like pills instead of 1 per day, and like they're all strung out by the end of the time, like that happens all the time. Give me that. All right. When consulting your physician, please include all current medications. As they theoretically interact, not theoretically, they do interact with other drug therapies. Avoid grapefruit juice and other inhibitors that can adversely affect THC. I don't know why grapefruit juice, but yeah. Adverse reaction can also occur with alcohol and drugs, such as Valium, Librium, Xanax, Secondom, Empirum. So like they say, don't take this with certain drugs. All right. Tell your physician. This is a legal thing they have to do, by the way. This isn't something they do voluntarily. Marijuana in the form of smoking. They tell you how much you can have. Dosing 0.004 ounces or as recommended by a physician. 1 pack contains 1 gram, 3.5 gram, or 7 gram. So they're saying 0.004 ounces per like therapeutic use. Let's take a look. They have dosage 2 milligrams per 3 seconds, right? And again, everyone has this. Every company has this on how to titrate, how to topical recommended dose. Nickel size amount, 1 gram for external use only. Rub on problem areas. Oral, 15 milliliter, 150 milligram dose per bottle. That's how much it contains, right? And then 1 bottle contains 150 milligrams. 1 drop equals 0.5 milligrams THC. All right. The dose is 1 capsule equals 10 milligrams of THC. 1 capsule could be 5 milligrams, or 1 capsule could be 50 milligrams, depending on what you get. 50 milligrams is a lot. Edibles, same thing. Everything they have, right? And then how much in dosages. 1 package contains 100 milligrams, which is 20 doses per package, which is 50 milligrams of THC with 20 doses per pack, right? It tells you how many doses are there. It tells you how much to take, how much you need, how much the doctor says to take. If you need more, if you need less. Like, plenty of people chop their pills in half because they know they need less than what's the recommended amount or what they're prescribed for. Okay. Back to this. Let's get back to this. The story continues. All right. The information dispensary product does not provide. He describes a patient as anticoagulant therapy who suffers serious potential life-threatening complications after using CBD products. What? Anticoagulant therapy who suffered potentially life-threatening complications. Cannabis, NIH. All right. All right. Introduction. Just give me the conclusion. Just give me the conclusion. Further research is needed to conclude on drug interaction, increase of bleeding, and thromboembolic events. Based on the potential risk and limited research, patients should use caution and possibly avoid using cannabidiol and its derivatives with oral anticoagulants. These case reports outline a potential pharmacokinetic interaction between the CBD and its derivatives with the education about the potential risk. It's paramount. So I will say most likely, because consuming cannabis does elevate your heart rate, which does increase your blood flow, which, can constrain your blood vessels, which, can make anticoagulating a little bit difficult. Hell, I think I've experienced that before. We all experienced that. After we take a puff, even of cigarettes, right? Like anything that's going to increase your heart rate and you get a cut, it doesn't stop bleeding immediately. But it is true. Cannabis does increase the heart flow and can cause serious heart problems if too much concentrated THC is taken by a patient. Like, there are negative effects by overconsumption. I don't want that to be mistaken. I just want to make sure it's also important that we're not over exacerbating the issue. All right, so the evidence for pain does not support the claims. Okay, here we go. Chronic pain. Dr. Finn testified that the published evidence does not support broad evidence claims, reviewing the analysis of 27, 18 showed no benefit. Can I get a citation for that? He testified. I bet you he's quoting the same fucking one that Mr. Sam did. I bet you he is. Let me see. 27, 18 teeth air show. All right. 27 randomized control trials, 18. It's got to be something. Come on. 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 I bet you this is it. All right. Meta-analysis. Control F. 27. 20. 24 randomized control trial. Okay, close enough. None of the trials administered inhaled forms. So this is for medical use and opioids. Majority outcomes were informed by indirect evidence. We found only trial directly comparing both interventions for chronic pain. They used the grade approach. All right, let's see what that's the discussion. I want the conclusion. In this randomized trial, the patient's chronic non-cancer pain, low to moderate certainty, evidence suggests that cannabis medical use may provide similarly small improvements in pain, physical function, and sleep compared with opioids, and fewer discontinuations due to adverse side effects. How are you going to show that 18 showed none when this showed right here is saying it did? Our results were the small study compared to the RCT for pain relief. So they're saying 24 was small. So if 24 is small, 27 is. All right, let's see what else we got. What else we got? What else we got? Give me efficacy. Accept. All right, well, this is back in 2017. Yup, this is the same fucking one. There he is. Oh, wait, no, that's not him. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the outcome at the very end here. Because all that I care about is... Well, I do care about the data. Oh, conclusions. Here we go. The current review suggests that the pain treatment based on limited evidence, primarily for neurotic, occurred more frequently when CBMs were administered by inhalation. There it is. It even says there that this publication even here in 2017 said, yeah. Are we insane? He testified that chronic pain promises medicine requiring different treatments and that no single product should be treated as a universal remedy. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying it should be treated as a universal remedy. We're saying that this could be a tool in the basket. Oh my goodness, I've never seen pharmacies. I don't I don't think pharmaceuticals understand. Maybe they do understand. They just wasted a lot of money. A fringe of the possession, reminiscence of the pill mills. This is not reminiscence of the pill mills. Dr. Finn testified that the state marijuana recommendations are written by a tiny concentrated group of physicians. That's not true. It's not a concentrated. Hold on. Florida Cannabis Physician List. List of qualified candidates. Yeah. Oh, so concentrated. So many concentrated. Oh, oh my goodness. Look at that list. Oh my goodness. This list is just so concentrated. I just don't know. I did 114. 114. And this is like tiny, right? This is tiny. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let's see. Per page. Per page, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Gotta scroll down. 30, 31, 32, 33. All right. And if we do a calculator, if we do 33, hold on, let's do that. Okay. 33 times 113. Wow. So concentrated. There's just so few doctors. Gosh, this is just such a. Oh, wait, that's not it. Where is it at? Here we are. It's just such a, what a list. All these physicians, all these doctors, all these different practicing physicians who are practicing physicians. Look at them all. Over 3,000 of them. Such a small concentration. Gosh. Don't let the fucking medical mob find out. Like, ridiculous. All right, well, let's continue on. So, citing his exhibits, he testified that in Colorado, where he practiced for 3 decades, fewer than 2% of the licensed physicians are certified to recommend marijuana, and just 3 doctors wrote more than 1/4 of all recommendations in 2022. Cited. I want to see citations. In Oregon, he testified 9 doctors approved more than half of all patients in the state program. 88% of all certificates were issued by 21% of qualified physicians. What do you mean 21% of qualified physicians? Okay, hold on. I want to see this math. How many physicians in Florida? All right. There are 37 primary care physicians. 37,000. Right? So that's 10%. 10% of these physicians are prescribing cannabis. Now, this is saying like licensed physicians are 100,000. Active is 62, but realistically, 37,000. You have 27 physicians for every 10,000 residents. So let's do it like that. So 27, we'll do 25 physicians. We'll do 25 physicians for every 10,000 residents. So let's see how many patients, Florida cannabis patients. Total. There are 900 and, according to AI and this, it is 929, 630. Right, so we're gonna do this. Control V, divide that by 25. Let's see how many physicians we need. Hey, look at that. Oh wait, 37. They went 37,000 physicians, and we only have 10%. Wait, no, that's the number that we have up here. Wait, what? Okay. So Yeah, 727 doctors per 100,000 residents. So we have 37,000 here. Wait, am I doing this wrong? Let's try like this. 25 divided by Control V. So that doesn't make any sense. Oh wait, right? Because we have 3,700. How many? How many physicians do we have? 113 or 114 times 30. I'll just say 30. 3,420. So 3,420. So that is 0.03%. Interesting. And what if we do it backwards? What's that number? Divided by 3,420. Okay, so there is 271 physicians. Okay. Okay, so we have this is saying there's 25 physicians for every 10,000 residents. So for us, we have 271 physicians per 900,000. So let's do that 929,271. Divided by 929. Okay, so we roughly have, what was that first number? 3 physicians per patient, or sorry, 3 patients per physician, or 30%. So 30%. Wow. Okay. What's this ratio? 25 to 10,000? 400. So we have 400 there. Interesting. And he is stating, where is he at? He is stating that there are 21% of qualified physicians. When we saw, it was 30%, 29%. Huh. And in New York, only 3.4% of all physicians participate at all. That can't be true. There's no way. New York physician total. So there are 75,000 active physicians. New York Cannabis physicians total. 4,000 healthcare providers for medical cannabis. So we got 4,000 to 75. So 4, 1, 2, 3, divided by 75, 1, 2, 3, 5%. What does he say? 3.4. Although that is interesting. So if we do it like that, okay, let's go back. We had 3,420 into how many positions? 34,000? Yes, 10%. Yeah. 88% of all physicians, 88% of all certs were issued by 21%. He is like basketing so much right now. Okay, 88% of all the certifications. So let's do that. So let's do 0.88 times the 929. 1, 2, 3. So of the 817,000 prescriptions, he's saying 21%. So we do 0.21 times, we'll just do 3,420. So he's saying 718 prescribed 817,000. Let's try that real quick. Let's do this. 17 divided by. So there is, per physician, according to him, we have 1,000 patients per or they're saying that. What are they saying? What is he trying to say? He's saying that 800,000 patients were certified by 718 doctors, which would mean 1,000, which each doctor of this number would have gotten 1,000 patients. Okay. What is average number of patients physician sees per year? 7,500. Okay, so let's say 4,000 to 7,500 patients annually. Okay, so active is 2,500. Active is 1,100. What are we getting at here? What are we getting at here? What are we getting at? What are we saying? What are we trying to say here? What are we trying to say here? This is actually, the percentages are actually better than the actual amount of doctors that are out there. Is he trying to say that we need less doctors? I know he's not trying to say that. I'm just being facetious. Dr. Finn testified that the concentration is somewhat reminiscent of the pill mill. No. No, it is not. That he stopped writing recommendations after his own patients returned with it. Oh, wait. So he's saying he was part of the pill mill? The issue to MMJ and to the court. So again, this is back to the MMJ international point of view. Continues to pursue FDA regulations. Medicine is built on. As hearing moves forward, MMJ maintains that the record is narrowing to a single question. Okay, so here's where the anti-cannabis, at least business cannabis, people who want to own the marketplace, whether marijuana sold under state regulatory systems meet the scientific and medical standards required for finding of a currently accepted medical use under federal law. On the evidence of day 7, MMJ believes the answer is evident. What was the answer? Yes? Because it does have a currently accepted medical use under federal law. What do we mean? All right. I need to reach out to this person. We're going to put this to the side over here so I can reach out to them because they're actually reporting on this. Wait, Access Newswire. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, okay. Thank you, Yahoo Finance. Thank you, Access Newswire. All right, let's keep going. So yeah, interesting. So it's inside the DEA rescheduling hearings. Not now. No, thank you. Wait, what? No, give that back. No, not now. I don't want to subscribe. We can always unsubscribe later. All right, artatokenhaven.org. All right, today's newsletter, we're going to quick dispatch from veteran journalist Natalie Fertiz for appearance at DA hearings, which have more around 10 a.m. Cultivated live. Okay, so what's the DEA? Oh, I heard the inside of the DEA rescheduling hearings. All right, so Wednesday, that was 2 days ago. That's not what I expected. All right, what happened? Both witnesses were brought to the opposition. All right, Patrick Keenly, a lawyer, experience working for anti-legalization nonprofits. The DEA asked 3 questions in cross. It's possible that the Wendy's witness may have had something to do with it. Patrick, all right, who's this person? Okay, so this is one of the witnesses. Let's see what. Wait, what? Wait. They're not the same person. There's no way these are the two same people. Okay. They are not. Are they? Wait. Wait, he's the attorney appellate prosecutor, and he's the witness, and he has his own law group. Uh, okay. Law group, okay. And he's the state attorney appellate prosecutor. Um, okay. Fascinating stuff. Okay. Oh, he's an officer. Okay. Okay. This is wild. This guy's this guy's been places. All right. Well, let's see how the Wednesday. All right, so he only got asked 3 questions, and they didn't say what the questions were. But Laura Stack, founder of the Colorado-based nonprofit Johnny Ambassadors, testified. Johnny's Ambassadors, youth THC prevention, saving our youth from the harms of THC. Ah, dot, 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 dot. No, thank you. Pause. You know this. You're right. Wait, what? Hold on. Where are we at? What's going on? Uh, who's Johnny? I guess that's Johnny. I feel bad. All right. To me, altruism means being selfless or giving other people nothing to gain. Johnny was born in 2000 and died in 2019. At the age of 19, he was an integral intelligent fund. So he had a normal suburban family and did normal family things. He had a happy life. Lived in Colorado, which is the first state to legalize. In 2014, when Johnny was 14 years old, 3 days before he passed, he came over for dinner. He lived in a condo a couple miles down the street. I need to tell you that you were right. Right about marijuana. You told me you would hurt my brain and ruin my mind and my life. You were right about it a lot. And he died by suicide 3 days later. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Johnny dabbed for years, starting at age 14 as a freshman at high school parties. Most of my friends looked at. So your kid, I don't want to speak ill. I can't. I don't want to speak ill, but I have questions and opinions. I don't. Oh man, this is a nonprofit. What in the world? How much are they? How much are they asking for? Monthly donations, 35. No way. They're memeing on their own fucking kid, which makes you listed on our website if you wish to donate through Venmo. She put her own face. Donate stock? Who is this person? What in the world? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Who is this? Partners? Be a certified trainer? SRO? $300 per curriculum? $300. Oh my God. What in the fuck? book her to speak? Oh my God. Johnny's Ambassadors Inc. Let me see. Nonprofit filings. Oh my God. $10 million from contributions. There's no way. Executive compensation, $500,000. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. $500,000 to Laura Stack and John Stack got 60,000, and Megan Stack. Oh my goodness. Melanie True Hills, Robin Thompson, Adriana. They didn't get a dime, but Laura Stack paid herself out 440,000, and John Stack, I don't know who that is, but whoever that is, got 60 of it. That's crazy. $1 million in 2023. So they went from a million to 10 million. Oh my God. Last year she got 376,000. No wonder she wants to fight this. No wonder she wants to fight this. Oh my God. She really tried to start a business off of her son's suicide. Her first year was 73,000, which she gave 49,000 to herself. Oh no, she gave 8,000 to herself. Then the next year, she gave 85,000 to herself. Assets. I wonder where those assets went. Then the year after that, she gave herself a big old fucking boost. 56% was executive compensation. She's been 60. She's been doing 60% of her fucking. Well, this one she didn't want to take too much. She'd get flagged for. Yeah, total liabilities. Uh huh. Oh my God, $10 million. That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. She got 10 million. I'm so curious to see. Wow. Oh my God. That's insane. That's honestly, hold on, Laura Stack. Let's do some more research on her real quick. This is throwing me for a loop. She's made books? Oh my goodness. Okay, she's been making books. Leave the office. The Productivity Pro shows you how to do more in less time. Oh my goodness. My neighbor's pup is getting all fucking riled up. All right. Lower stress and save time in today's workplace. Fun interactive quizzes speed you to exactly the advice you need. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. The Productivity Pro. For 30 years, she was Hall of Fame professional speaker, corporate spokesperson for major brands, and best-selling author of 8 previous books on employee productivity. In 2019, she lost her son to suicide. She wrote this. Laura is a recipient of a Drug Free America Foundation Moxie Award. Oh my God. This woman used her son as a fucking springboard. I don't want to call someone evil because they lost their son, and I'm sure that breaks a person, but like, where were you? No, seriously, like I'm gonna bring in. Where were you when your son was 14 and you figured this out? Where were you? $10 million. How much did you donate to suicide prevention? All right. Well, that's enough of me getting mad at this person. That's so fucked. He would be, dude, he's probably fucking like, oh my goodness. He probably hated, I don't want to say too much. I cannot, I cannot. Okay. 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 Well, so business interests are definitely being like protected here. Oh my goodness, this is insane. This is, wait, what? What's this? What? I don't, no. Okay. Where are we at? Yeah, we already read this. Yeah, we already read all this. If there was another, hold on, did we accidentally close it? I think we accidentally closed it. Okay, let's boop, 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 boop. We'll get to that in a second. Let me take a look at history. Recently closed. Let's do it in the side panel. Monthly limit streaming. Restream. Okay. That's what in the world? What about cannabis? What about cannabis? New York cannabis physicians, Florida patient total, Florida cannabis, know the facts, Florida, 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 Florida. Okay, let's go back. Here. Oh wait, hold on. Where's that was 3 days ago. Let's try that one more time. And cultivated news. Wait, we were already inside cultivated news. I guess that was it. Okay. So this is Laura Stacks. What happened to that one? Refresh. Wait, no. Wait, what? We were reading that. I'm not doing any of that. That's insane. I was in the middle of reading this. Stop. Refresh. Stop. What? Refresh. Stop. Refresh. Stop. Oh my goodness. Let's just search. Copy. What in the world? Here we go. Newswire. Yeah, it's the same thing. No, that's the MMJ holding thing. Okay. Let's just see what they have to say. So, welcome to National Marijuana Week. Facts. NMFW is an annual week-long national health observance created in 2021 by the Youth Prevention. Starting at 11:45, I've been asked to testify. Me. All marijuana. Rescheduling of all recreational marijuana. No, that's not all recreational marijuana at all. It's it's identifying whether or not there's a cameo. I'll be a witness for Ken Finn, who with others, allies such as Sam, are challenging this act. So they're all in fucking cahoots with each other. It's like one giant fucking. I will be examining our attorneys against this action and cross-examine the government thing. But I felt compelled. I don't normally agree to doing this sort of thing. Of course you do. You make money doing this thing. I will share our stories and research with passion and conviction. I will speak with power, supported by science. I can't wait to see what you said. I'm so curious. Did anyone leave a no? All right. Well, all right. Gail Rand, TPA. Yesterday morning, I witnessed history, day 7 of the DEA rescheduling. Dr. Spin. First concerned about safety. Whatever your view on scheduling, yesterday's testimony underscored the administrative record is being built around competing interpretation of scientific evidence. You didn't say anything. Yeah, the DEA is defending the change. Oh my goodness. I would definitely like to go there. That's really cool. Let's connect. All right. All right. We're going to listen to this. I'm going to turn this all the way down. Okay, so this is some AI fucking made shit. It's not even like. Wait, but what? No, what? 1 day ago, 227 views. What? What? Oh. What? You didn't say anything, Turp Child. Turp Child. How to consume episode 1, the turf science of smoking flower. So this dude just started up. Oh, and he's been putting out the AI. He's been putting out the AI slop. He's been putting out the AI slop. Holy shit. How to actually pick cannabis. Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. That's wild, dude. You're using AI to fucking. Who are you? 31 videos, 13 subs. That's pretty interesting. Fascinating stuff. So he is going over the DEA stuff as well. Huh. Okay, inside the DEA. Let's continue. So in today's newsletter, we've got a quick dispatch from veteran journalist Natalie Fatigue. Yeah. Okay, so this is exactly what we were looking. Wait, yeah. Looking at. Wait, what? Okay. So what happened? Both witnesses were bought. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I think this is exactly where we were before. Both witnesses were bought. A lawyer with experience working for. Yep, that was Patrick Keeley. So Laura Stack, that's exactly where we got off on this whole tangent. So testified about her teenage son's use of high potency. Her testimony was deeply emotional and shone a light on many problems with medical marijuana, such as how the 8-year-old high schooler can obtain and not without their and then resell the products under risk. That's not true. But as a personal narrative, there weren't many opportunities for DEA cross-examination. The other witnesses, Dr. Kenneth Fez, call it 2 hours of detailed questioning by keenly raised questions about the effectiveness of marijuana for managing pain. and drew correlations between marijuana and a host of medical problems, including bipolar disorder, heart disease, and opioid addiction. Finn's testimony was detailed, but most of the content he covered would not be new to people familiar with cannabis policy or medicine or a DEA lawyer. What? Can you please say what it was? They got him to acknowledge that there may be some benefits to medical cannabis and that people would not stop breathing from cannabis use, and had him clearly reiterate that he had prescribed cannabis to patients for pain management in the past. So they're saying that this dude himself prescribed cannabis in the past. I'm curious on what the DEA's simple approach is intended to cut through the noise and hammer home the fact that they're a rescheduling army, but I need to see more before I can be sure. I wish you said more. I apologize. They chatted with her in Cultivated Live. Videos. January 29th. Where's the live? Okay. What actually happened at the DEA hearings? Okay. Inside the DEA hearings, what actually happened? So Natalie Ferdig is. Okay, Virginia Cannabis. Okay. Okay, let's see what this one is. Let's take a look. This week in Cannabis Live, Jay and Jeremy. From High Spirits. And Mark Hauser from Cannabis Musicians break down a packed week. They use AI too. That's all AI right there. All right. Please enable closed caption for those of us who are deaf. Oh yeah, there's no closed caption. Huh. Let's see. Let's skip to 17. Yeah, Mark is kind of hard to hear.
Now, you may still have a problem with
borders in terms of who gets to participate in the market and keeping businesses out. I understand that as a Virginian, that there are a lot of things about that that make it seem.
There we go. And it's just the nature of the beast. And, and the challenge also from the state's perspective, how do you find that balance? Because I just posted about it in my musicians.
I'm so confused.
I'm going to shout out Camino.
What happened?
The very popular.
This one is in LA, and they said they actually shut up in person. So shout out to Kiva. So
yeah, we all know Kiva.
So that's the winner. Will they be more enforced?
Convenient.
What did I miss?
Their report, and they're finding a fact to issue to the DEA and the DOJ. It's only going to touch on the that there is a medical benefit to justify rescheduling of adult use cannabis.
Right.
Adult use, and that's for
because what we've learned, if it was a federal crime, but depending on
First lane affirmation of Schedule 1, no matter what, in Wyoming. Super lane.
Yeah,
they don't know.
That there is the law works that you can, states can have more.
They don't know. They don't know what happened. Okay, well hold on. I want to one more time. Videos. Shorts. Live. Oh, that was the live.
So what I want to do is ask you, Mark, to explain it to me if you can. In that, did the executive order make it so that
wait, Natalie Ferdig was supposed to show up, but Natalie Ferdig isn't here.
If the executive order had been more broad instead of identifying specifically medical, would we not have to?
Wait, this is supposed to be Natalie Ferdig.
I just don't understand why one is okay and the other isn't.
That was this today? This was yesterday? So Natalie Ferdig didn't show. Wait, is this her? Is this the Natalie Ferdig? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Okay.
DEA headquarters is in Pentagon City, which in greater DC is just known for having like a giant mall. So it's
Yeah.
like kind of like a nondescript. They
Okay.
just like take you down a back corner. Like you have to get like get
From the
approved, get like a special name tag. You can't have your laptop. It's just like maybe and pages. Oh,
Okay.
that was
Dope.
but like
Yeah.
Let's go,
pages and
Natalie.
pages and pages of notes.
Okay, let's go,
But I
Natalie.
personally took to keep myself from falling asleep because
Let's see.
pages and pages
Okay.
and pages. Oh, that was but like
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to read her notes. I can't read your notes.
pages. That was
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
pages and pages and pages of notes. Which I personally took to keep myself from falling asleep because I was just
Okay.
like,
Let's talk about.
that was just honestly like the first like both interviews brought up really important points. Like you guys know my reporting. I have reported
Yeah.
extensively for my
Right.
high piece. Like incredibly tragic, horrible, terrible story of a son who went through that, where he was
Okay.
using at 14. He was using dabs. Like I'm not a doctor, but by her account, it very much sounds like he had a psychotic break.
So she's talking.
Got marijuana from a senior at his high school who was 18 and could get a medical card, right? Like these are serious issues in the marijuana world. Like
No.
it shouldn't be that easy to get for an 18-year-old to go out, get a medical card, and then go
She's
sell it.
virtue signaling so hard.
14. Right.
She's
And
virtue signaling so
but like
hard.
that
She doesn't know.
is what's under discussion with the rescheduling conversation. Like I'm not going to say, "Oh, rescheduling couldn't make it more available someday down the line." That's totally a possibility, but that's more hypothetical. The rescheduling conversation legally in this courtroom is are the things that the HHS has stated, are they true or not? And like
No,
talking
Camu.
about the core regulation in Colorado.
Wait.
Love that.
Yeah, it just took a minute to realize that was like what was going on. From DEA.
Right.
Some of them didn't. A lot of them like didn't go out when we went out. They weren't being escorted, so they definitely worked there. They might have just worked in different. The lawyers for like rules in favor of DEA. So
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I thought it was interesting that like
Everyone
they
has
weren't like sad about it.
everyone has preconceived notions about what the DEA wants, and no one realizes that it's the DEA that's the one who started this process to complete it. I saw MMJ. Hold on, let me show you. I saw that MMJ. Let me show you. Cannabis news. There was a poll done by MMJ by Marijuana Moment. Where's that poll? Where's that poll? Where's the poll at? Poll. They like their polls. Massachusetts marijuana, loser in life, GOP. Oh, yeah, that's just politics. I don't know what any of that means. Why the police department recognition of medical marijuana? Okay. Where is North Carolina? Wyoming, Kansas. There was a poll. Here it is. 2 days ago. Don't believe it'll complete. So let's see. What's the percentage? 52%. So half. So it's a coin flip. So 52% of people are saying no. It's a coin flip. I thought it was more than that. Okay, so half America thinks yes, half America thinks no. That's pretty basic statistics. Never mind. Sorry. Thought it was more serious than that. I want to know what's going on.
People what they know. Like that was the whole deep in, right? Because like it was like
Yeah.
it was like when they would because there's definitely some things that he answered that like would not necessarily specifically be good for his side, right? He was like, "This is what I know. This is the truth,"
Which
and
was?
he genuinely believes that like based on his experience as an expert in pain medicine who once prescribed people marijuana and did not see it work as well as he had been told it was going to work and saw more negative
She was going to say
positive
opioids.
side effects, that it's not useful. So like if the government is trying to
No, I'm one of the top experts in the country. Fucking okay, so Natalie, we're rooting for you so hard, but like you could the look on his face, is like, what are you talking about? Okay, hold on. I don't mean to trash. Hold on.
You take a vow. Like there's
Why
a
is she?
process
Why does she
to
seem like
it,
she's
right?
gonna
You obviously
cry?
tell the truth, right? You're sitting there talking to a judge. Like it's a different situation. And you're being questioned by lawyers who obviously want to create a they're creating an argument, but like
Narrative. She can't think of the word she
all
wants.
that. And so it was like they were like building a pyramid, right? The opposition. It was very methodical. It was, I mean, they're lawyers, right? Like it's a, they're in the other side of the room.
Yeah.
I mean, Congress came back this week.
Okay.
I don't remember if it's both chambers or maltodextrin. I mean, that's not going to be
Right.
but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's weed. Like they said like a lot of reporters have been showing up, but they show up for like a day or two to get a sense of what's happening, and then they're left. I feel like yeah, I'm not sure.
Hold on.
I don't know. I feel like
His head shake. What do you feel like?
yeah,
Tell
I'm
us.
not sure.
Yeah.
The
This
judge
is not.
the judge seemed very by the book.
Yeah.
He was not as snarky as the previous judge, which I was kind of reschedule marijuana. Please do the right thing.
Okay.
The judge kind of was like,
A lot of
Yeah.
sauce
What's
here.
going on?
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely is.
Natalie, you'll be at the hearing next week. Is there anything anything exciting that you're expecting to see? Like what?
There
Okay.
for when they
Speculation.
there.
All right. Well, thank you, Natalie, for going. Thank you for reporting on it. I wish you had more of a transcript. Why aren't people doing transcripts? I want a transcript. Okay, let's see what final post. See what. Oh, that's the same thing. Okay. And that's it. We're back to. Hold on. Hearing schedule 3 cannabis. Let's see what else pops up. Not much. All right. Well, right now it is technically day 9. So TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, has been going all day, and they're actually just finished wrapping up with their direct examination. I guess we're gonna do a cross examination by the government after tomorrow or next weekend on the 13th. So maybe we'll have more information about it over the weekend as people write about the TBI. Let me see. DEA Schedule 3 Cannabis TBI. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's see if the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has anything to say about what they're doing up in. Let's see if they have anything. Like news. Guilt shall not escape innocence or suffer. Okay, I don't know. Okay, TV investigates Memphis shooting. Now hiring. Fraud. Hey, you guys are hiring. Okay, cannabis. TBI statement, cannabis Steve analysis. That was 2019. They've done one thing on 2019. Yay. The Henry County man co-conspirator arrested and charged. TBI investigated deadly Chattanooga. TBI investigates. What about reschedule? Okay, what about just schedule 3? Schedule 3. That was a year ago. All right. Yeah, let's try this. Schedule 3. A federal grand jury returned 17. No. No, wait, 4 hours ago? No. All right, schedule 3 hearing. All right. Marijuana Herald said something today or yesterday, it looks like. Okay. So the DEA administrative hearing, the proposed federal scheduling is to take a 1-day pause today with proceedings resuming tomorrow, according to the order by a chief. The order signed July 8th by the chief administrative clerk places the hearing in recess on July 9th after the designated party, Kenneth Finn, concluded his case and related cross-examination. According to the order, the next designated party, TBI, was not originally scheduled to begin presenting its case until July 10th. Right. So the judge ordered her to recess for July 9th and amended the hearing schedule accordingly. So the hearing will formally resume at 9 a.m. Okay. Oh, so pretty much Dr. Kenneth finished up early. And they said, well, shit, if he's done this quick, let's just go home. Oh, okay. So Dr. Kenneth wasn't able to use all the time that he needed. And they just get like, let's go. I mean, that's why people don't have much to say, is because there wasn't. Okay, so the DEA, they're not trying to fucking drag this out. They're just like, let's get it over with. We're done. We're not talking to you guys. Just say what you need to say so we can move on. That's fascinating. Okay. So the administrative proceeding is examining whether marijuana should be the 1-day recess not result delay. Nope. The hearing is currently scheduled to conclude no later than July 15th. It's probably going to get done way sooner than that. So something tells me that, okay, hold on. TBI is going to be finished by the end of the day for sure. Like, they actually might do this quicker if they're not down to hear by today. They might actually have been able to finish their cross-examination opportunity before then. And then, well, no matter what, even if they decide to drag it on so they have the weekend to do their cross-examination and redirect, next up is going to be Philip Drum. It looks like Philip Drum gets to be the last of the opposition. And I'm pretty sure the states dropped out. So there won't even be this. Like, the states dropped out. So that's not going to be a thing. That was like Louisiana and them. So we're probably going to finish on July 14th and be done. Depending if Dr. Philip Drum wants to or not, we might even end on the 13th. If he can speed this up. This is fascinating. Okay. Let's take a look at what he's going to talk about. All right, let's just Philip Drum. Cannabis. All right. No such. Okay, this was as recently as March 19th. He did a video. We'll break it down. He did medical fallacy. He'll argue against cannabis scheduling. Okay. Yes. All right, let's take a look at Philip Drum.
The Addiction Podcast.
We'll be right back with that. Okay, so the conversation delves into this is another podcast. So he goes into medical marijuana versus cannabis, the inadequate safety studies, the lack of expert acceptance, and Prop 65 and state approval. So this is California. Fascinating. Let's take a look what else we got. Fallacy. This episode is not about politics, it's about science, safety, and responsibility. A veteran clinical pharmacist for more than 30 years, who deeply researched and uncompromising look at realities behind medical marijuana. Dr. Drum spent his career at the intersection of marijuana. Sole pharmacist, and was the sole pharmacist invited to testify at landmark DEA hearing. I don't think that's true. That's not true at all. He wasn't invited. You have to petition yourself to be there. His work has been... I wonder if he's going to choose us as witnesses. Excuse me. So I wonder who his witnesses are. That'll be fascinating. So in this episode, Dr. Drum breaks down the controversy surrounding medical blah, blah, blah. We also explore the potency of modern THC products. Throughout the conversation, Dr. Drum says the importance of evidence-based policy. Takeaways. Standardized chemistry. So he's going to talk about the 5 to 2, the absence of rigorous safety and efficacy studies. So he's going to talk about the lack thereof, but we know that's not true. We know there's so many studies done. High potency THC products can have public health consequences, including addiction, psychosis, impaired driving. No, sort of, no. State level approval. I guess it is impaired driving if people do it, but like anything else, people can impaired drive on alcohol or anything else. I don't see anyone advocating to put alcohol on fucking Schedule 1 or Schedule 3. Or we just reinstate. Hold on. What was it? It was the 14th Amendment. What was the 14th Amendment? Nope. What was the alcohol amendment? 18th Amendment. The 21st Amendment. So the 18th Amendment said no alcohol. And then, damn, that actually took a while. 1919 to, hold on. Took 14 years. Damn. It took 14 years to make alcohol legal again. What was CSA? CSA was 1970, so 2026 minus 1970. 56 years. And this was like Congress. Like that wasn't even like an executive order or anything. I don't know why I thought 14th, 18th, and 21st. And then they had to file another amendment to repeal a previous amendment, which you can do, surprisingly, which no one seems to think you can, but we can. Yeah. So just like this, they're going to let states do what they want. So if there's states out there that want to continue making money from give money to Dr. Philip Drum to tell them what not to do, so be it. It bypasses the scientific standards required for FDA-approved drugs. Oh my goodness. Evidence-based education, not marketing. But that's just what this hearing is about, is to give it the scientific standard required. Right? And then evidence-based education, not marketing, must guide public understanding. So Joni Segal. Who's Joni Segal? Let's see. What? She's a singer? What? What? She's a singer? Age of 4. She started drinking, grew up in church. She did a lot of acting. The L. Ron Hubbard East Coast Theater. She's a Scientologist. This is a Scientologist podcast. Is Dr. Philip Drum a Scientologist? Dr. Philip Drum Scientology. There's no way. New York, he's not known, nor is he affiliated with the Scientologists. But he did show up on their podcast. That's insane. She's here in, oh my god. Oh my god. Clearwater. She lives, we're practically neighbors. Oh, I gotta fucking connect. If we're neighbors, what in the world? We're good. No, I just want to connect. That's insane. I bet you she lives down fucking downtown Clearwater. That's wild. Oh my goodness. All over Florida. Wow. So she's just going around performing, being a performer, doing Scientology bits. I'm actually curious. Do Scientologists support Donald Trump? I gotta know. Does not specifically, but the highest profiles are prominent supporters of donors. Okay, so yes, I do. Wild. Okay, so Mr. Philip Drum went on her podcast to promote his bullshit. I wonder who reached out to who. All right. Let's take a look. Personal tragedy, THC absorption and testing, marijuana classification, medical marijuana studies, marijuana research, FDA approval. Okay, let's see what he says about marijuana studies.
There's what we call antiemetic, or something that's going to stop you from having nausea and vomiting. It's on the list. It's way down. It's at the bottom. It's like if everything else fails, then you
Oh,
can
this is her.
surgery. That's how low
This is
it
her.
is on the use. We've gotten so many more.
And she just did this podcast.
Since the 1990s and even into the 2000s.
What?
With very low side effect profiles, especially as compared to THC.
All right, let's take a look what he's saying.
So that's your CS2s that we went to. Again, these are drugs that don't have refills. So hydromorphone or dilaudid, methadone, meperidine or demerol, morphine, cocaine is a CS2, oxycodone or oxycontin is a CS2, fentanyl, and Vicodin is a CS2.
Cocaine.
Controlled substance.
Absolutely. In fact, I've dispensed.
Look, she's like, wait, what? You can get a prescription for all of those?
Especially in emergency rooms. One of the best drugs, it causes vasoconstriction very well. And when somebody busts their nose and has really bad bleeding out of their nose, we apply cocaine there, and it causes vasoconstriction and stops it.
You heard it there first, folks. They have cocaine there that will stop the vaso.
So I've dispensed a lot of it into the emergency room. Again, I'm a hospital pharmacist. I'm not your Rexall, outpatient pharmacist.
He's a hospital pharmacist, and he's actually dispensed cocaine to hospitals, is what he's claiming. So he sees cannabis as like an alternative to what he's selling. So he's built up a profession fucking selling hospitals their drugs. And now we have cannabis, which is alternative lifestyle medicine. And if hospitals are going to start purchasing cannabinoids for emergency room and pain management, that's exactly what's going on. Oh my goodness. This guy just gave it away.
Understood. But I had no idea. Anyway.
So yeah, cocaine is a CS2. It has a medical indication. It causes major vasoconstriction.
But cannabis doesn't?
So that's a CS2. CS3s allow you to have 5 refills within 6 months. So these are drugs like ketamine, anabolic steroids, testosterone.
So I think she's starting to realize what's going on.
Codeine is under 90 milligrams. It's a CS3. That's where they fraudulently want to place marijuana. They don't even want to put it in a CS2 because remember what I told you. There's no refills on a CS2.
Right.
You have to get a prescription every time, so they don't want to do that. In fact,
what do you mean? What do you mean they don't want to do that? Of course they want to do that. If they do that, then instead of having every 6 months, you would have to pay the doctor and the insurance companies. Of course they want to do that. I think this dude is like trying to reverse psychology her, and she sees it too. Like she's like, I'm not sure.
they wanted to remove it out of the controlled substance status completely, which is an absolute joke because it meets the criteria that it's an addictive substance, and you go through withdrawals, both physical and psychological.
That's not true. You do not go through withdrawals. That's a complete lie.
Which is what controlled substances are. So those are your CS3s.
No, controlled substances are not what controlled substances is not what makes you go through withdrawal. All right, controlled substances. Let's factual record. Controlled Substance Act definition. All right. PDF. Give me the most recent version. All right. Established a unified legal framework to regulate certain drugs and other substances that are deemed to pose a risk of abuse and dependence. So that's why he keeps reiterating that there's going to be a physical and psychological dependence, because that's what it is. It's not whether or not, what do you say? What do you say one more time?
Status completely, which is an absolute joke because it meets the criteria that it's an addictive substance and you go through withdrawals, both physical and psychological withdrawals.
Which is not true. Which is not true at all. CSA may apply to drugs that are medical, recreational, legal, or illicit, but the statute does not apply to all drugs. Rather, it applies to drugs of substance that have been determined for control for Congress. The CSA also applies to controlled substance analog that are intended to mimic the effects of illicit chemicals, right? So synthetic products. And yeah, and then it goes into like all the stuff. 2024 rulemaking procedures to reschedule marijuana to the CSA. Some members of the LJ reintroduced legislation with the MORE Act, which have removed marijuana control from the CSA. Some members have also introduced bills that would address specific. So everyone's looking at this. So, Schedule 1 substitute addition to 118th Congress, ongoing issues related to the opioid epidemic with powerful opioid fentanyl and its analogs, which you just said is a Schedule 2. So they're saying that Schedule 2 fentanyl, but marijuana doesn't, is Schedule 1. This has everything to do with what he was talking about earlier, where like his business is selling hospitals, writing hospitals prescriptions. It's a genius fucking move. Like entrepreneurial fucking genius. I bet you this dude's living in money. Like living in it. But continuing.
Which is what controlled substances are. So those are the CS3s. Buprenorphine's also in there, which is Suboxone, agent we use. Trying to get it
And each level has like level 1 says there's no medical benefit and never has been a medical benefit, which we know is not true, right? Like here we go. Like here, let's get in there. See, high abuse potential, no accepted medical use. There's a lot of safety for use of substance. Examples: marijuana, heroin, LSD, methylphenidate, MDMA. Which MDMA is actually they're taking a look at. And they're probably going to move this down to Schedule 2 or Schedule 3 because there are therapeutic uses for MDMA now. So like marijuana, MDMA, peyote, hallucinogenics is what is pretty much Schedule 1 now. Schedule 1 is just like they just need to reclassify them and say hallucinogenics because that's where they're at. And if there's no currently medically accepted use of hallucinogenics, then like what is therapy? I'm not having that. I understand that there is some potential for high abuse, but compared to hallucinogenics, there are some hallucinogenics that don't have high abuse factors that can be used for therapeutic purposes because of the lack of abuse that they're not. Anyway, Schedule 2, currently accepted use, high abuse, leads to severe psychological dependence. And they're saying cocaine, meth, oxy, Adderall. Schedule 3 is less than, abuse is low. So ketamine, testosterone, Tylenol with codeine. Testosterone has a higher potential for abuse than fucking. All right. Relatively low abuse. Xanax, Valium, Ambien. Ambien should definitely be up to like Schedule 2 for sure. Like if they need to redo all Xanax, fucking Xanax needs to be a Schedule 2. Fucking I got fucking anecdotal family experience when it comes to fucking Xanax. So and there's people who have died on Xanax. Hold on, let me take a look at this real quick. Xanax overdose 2026. Actually, let's do 2025. All right. Benzos. All right. Benzo overdoses visits per 100,000 increased 23% from April to, and this is in 2020. I just want to know the numbers. Give me the numbers. what's the overdose rate of Xanax? Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Here we go. So what they're saying is the ratio, the tolerance ratio, how much you could take to how much to like that next one will kill you. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute this real quick so that way we can answer this. Give me 1 second. We're just gonna answer this. Oh, no. Looks like we're not answering this. It's okay. Most likely it was spam. We love spam. All right. So if we take a look, alzapram, Xanax, triazolobenzodiazepine. These are panic exoders and anxiety states. At the very, I want to see the conclusion. Conclusion. Discussion. Conclusion. Acknowledgements. No, what a conclusion. Control F. Okay, conclusions. Significantly more toxic than any other benzos. The increased prescription of alzos to groups with increased risk of debilitating self-poisoning is concerning and needs review. Look at that. There were 2,000 single benzos overdose admissions, 131, 823 diazos, and 1,000 benzos. The median LOS overdose with 19, which is a 1, pretty high compared with other benzos. From 0.13 to 0.41 in 2001. That was like way back when. When was this study done? 2004. Wow. That was 2004. Mm-hmm. There it is. Alprazolam toxicity is a standalone because it's really fatal, but the drug exerts a higher fatal toxicity index with 5.9 deaths per million prescriptions. Oh, so 6 deaths per million. That's actually really low. There it is. Pharmacokinetics. Yeah. Severe risks of misuse, addiction, physical dependency, potentially life-threatening problems when combined with opioids. And you're telling me that that's Schedule 4, low potential? Low potential? Cough medicines with codeine? You mean the thing that rappers are talking about 24/7 abusing? FDA approved drug containing marijuana extract, cannabidiol, CBD. Number 12. FDA approved drugs containing the marijuana extract, CBD. I wonder, Epidiolex. I wonder what the thing was. Was it Epidiolex? Let's take a look one more time. FDA approved drugs. FDA approved drug. Let's take a look. Containing cannabidiol. Epidiolex. What's that? One company? Jazz Pharmaceuticals, right? Pretty sure it was Jazz Pharmaceuticals. We agree those Jazz Pharmaceuticals. Is the one that was able to get from Schedule 1, marijuana, to Schedule 5. And there's another company, MMJ International, that specifically has Schedule 1 so they can distribute marijuana. And most likely MDMA and fucking anything else. and the analogs thereof. This is insane. This is insane. And then there's list chemicals. List chemicals are much different than, that's a whole nother thing. Okay, so here are DA schedules. Decisions are complex, undertaking service before initiating the rule request. Yep. Upon the FDA's report, the DA administrator provides all relevant data. DA administrator, DEA scheduling decisions are subject to requirement for formal rulemaking under the APA. That's what we're doing right now, is that formal rulemaking process. Historically, such a review has generally been deferential. Courts have accepted DEA's interpretations of the SCA as long as the interpretation of ambiguous statutory text is reasonable, and it is. Concludes on judicial review. Yep. Overall, this court set aside DEA action only if it is arbitrary, capricious, or abuse of discretion. Supreme Court's 1-4 decision. Ambiguous statute will mean that future DEA scheduling decisions that rely on statutory interpretation will receive less deference. Not to the effect the statute refers to as specifically governed. So, emergency rescheduling, recognizing the Controlled Substance Act, pursuant to Amendment 2012, CSA emergency scheduling orders are not subject to judicial review. National treaty obligations, we match them. Registration for requirements, yep. Entities required to register. Under the CSA, every person who produces has to go to the CSA and get those fucking papers done. That's another thing, right? That's saying you can't do it. You just have to follow the government's guidelines and give them the proper paperwork. That's all this is. It's just give them money, give them proper paperwork. Right? Yep, there it is. Many transactions involve control are tracked in the automated reports controls Arcos. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at Arcos. Let's take a look at Arcos. There it is. Let's do a request. Let's do an update. So this is our request form to participate. Oh, drug reporting system maintained. Oh, so it's a drug reporting system. Oh, okay. Wild. Copies of each order must be transmitted to EA. Records of the order must be preserved for 2 years and available. That is insane. Security, quotas, prescriptions under CSA, controlled substance 2 through 4 must be provided directly to an ultimate user by medical practitioner or dispensed pursuant to a prescription. And that's what Mr. Philip Drum does. He's the end. He's the end there. He's the distributed by a prescription, but such that may be dispensed for medical purpose. It's practical manner. Schedule 5 substances are usually dispensed pursuant to a prescription due to her separate requirements, which is why Epidemiol Acts went down that route. A regulation provides control substance must be for legitimate medical purpose. Both prescribed controlled substances to pharmacists who filled and bear responsibility for insurance compliance. Insane. Trafficking, you're bad. Prohibitions, don't do it. Yeah, that's crazy. Violations of CSA trafficking will get you in a lot of legal hot mess, legal considerations for the 119th. So this is the xylazine. That's the laughing gas that everyone's on about. Florida's already banned it. CDC report for 24 states, 3 territories, and passed laws removing prohibitions on medical and rec. 38 states, 3 territories permitting medical use. And another 9 states authorize medical use of cannabinoid derivatives and low levels of THC. So that's 9 plus 38. What's 9 plus 38? 9 plus 38. Let's do the math. So I'm not a dum-dum. 9 plus 38. 3 states are left. 3 states have not done anything. They Schedule 1 and state marijuana has no effect on that status. Hilarious. Apparently it does have an effect on that status because we're rescheduling it right now. So, as discussed below, certain legal and practical considerations limit federal. However, regardless of whether they are subject to criminal prosecution, marijuana users are present in the state legal face collateral consequences, rise of federal prohibition of marijuana. Laws impose legal consequences based on criminal activity and violation of CSA. Even if authorized under state law, business may be unable to access banking for anti-littering laws, and those businesses may be eligible for certain federal tax deductions. Yay! The involvement of income from marijuana laws. You don't get government money if you participate in this. It's wild stuff. Most recently, in the U.S. First Circuit, declined to follow the Ninth Circuit and held the rider also. Oh wait, did not still comply with the state medical marijuana law. The text of the rider does not exclusively require strict compliance with the state law, given that complexity of the state marijuana regulations. So it remains to be seen whether how the differences for the Ninth Circuit and the First Circuit will be practical difference in federal prosecutions. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. DOJ proposed to reschedule marijuana. That's what we're on right now. So this is expected medical use. However, prescription drugs must be approved by FDA, although FDA has approved some drugs derived. Marijuana itself is not an FDA-approved drug. Moreover, if one of the marijuana products obtain FDA approval, manufacturers will need to register the DEA. Yep. Users of medical marijuana would need to obtain valid prescriptions for the substance from medical providers. Substance to federal legal requirements that differ. So pretty much this is expanding, saying, hey, all those companies that are prescribing, just get a DEA license, pay the government more money. Thus, so long as the current right remains in effect, pursuant to state legal should federal prosecution. Okay. Some criminals penalties for CSA, blah blah blah, are significant legal change. The marijuana were scheduled, taxation, business, section 280E, maybe used. One to allow marijuana to deduct business expenses. Continue would no longer need to set annual quotas for manufacture of marijuana because CSA doesn't require the agency to set an annual quotas for Schedule 3. That's why Schedule 3, because they don't want the annual quotas. Proposed marijuana legalization. Yep. The MORE Act that tried to pass it. FD&C Act. All these different acts that didn't come to fruition. Starting to do scheduling. Starting proposals to do Schedule 3. And they're doing that right now. Schedule 3. People are literally going through that. All right, homestead independent produce structure of shipment then between states. Yep. Safe banking, safer banking, clinical research. All right, another issue that received is attention is the way that we're able to research this. In Schedule 1, we're not able to research it as much as we should. In recent years, Congress enacted legislation designed to facilitate research of marijuana while restricting strict controls over the substance. There's only one farm in the United States legally allowed. 2015, they allowed more. 2019, they said they're going to do everything they can. 2020, they said fine. 2022, they said fucking do it already. That amendment was intended to facilitate research not involving both sides of DNA Schedule 1. All right, opioid epidemic, fentanyl analogs. What else are we talking about here? Other proposals related to opioids, the Label Act, xylazine. Yep. Yeah, xylazine was bad. It's just funny that like people have found a business model into being anti-cannabis. I never would have thought like how much money could really be into this. But anyway, all right, we're not trying to apply for anything just yet. That's very fascinating that this platform exists, that this structure exists, and that this dude is like a key in that structure.
So those are your CF3s. CF4s then are your benzodiazepines and your
Yeah, we
ketamines.
went through all those. Okay.
For substances that we can study,
Yep.
we've had 11,309 projects
Okay.
per the NIH report.
And
that
she's like, what does that
NIH
mean?
report contains both drug studies that have been funded by the government and some that haven't. It doesn't include all of the drug studies that have been done by the drug companies as well, though. And the federal government does fund these through the National magically increase the number of studies?
Yeah,
I think we've had enough.
yeah, I think so too. And
You
I
think
think
we've had enough
there's-
studies? Hold on, I want to go back. Hold on, I shouldn't have skipped that. I need to go back. I shouldn't have skipped that.
Studies. Let's compare it to morphine. Morphine had 9,700
Morphine had 9,000
at a cost of
studies
2.8 billion.
to
Okay?
8.8 billion.
Had 1,103 studies at a cost of 320 million.
320
Penicillin,
million.
I'll know penicillin, 900 studies at a cost of 1.1 billion. So again, we're talking 4.7 billion, 11,000 studies.
Okay.
Been a CS1 substance all this time. How about omeprazole? That's the drug used for your stomach. 87 studies at 85 million. How about semaglutide, Ozempic? A lot of people have heard about Ozempic, right? Semaglutide, it has 3 FDA approved medical indications.
Okay.
79 studies.
So that should tell you something. That should tell you something. Only 79 clinical studies for 3 different FDA approvals.
At a cost of 57 million. Marijuana, 11,309, cost of 4.7 billion, and not one FDA approved indication. So
That's not true. Epidiolex. And actually, what about MMJ International? MMJ International would be pissed at these guys. Because MMJ International, FDA approved drug. I'm getting the last name now. Yeah, it's right here. FDA awards in January 2019. It's cannabis for Huntington's disease. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. We're gonna ignore that. All right, the MJ award FDA. Yes. 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 Yeah. See, they did. See, so tell me, if these guys were able to get an FDA approved thing for MMJ International, this was done after that. This guy isn't connected to the industry. He has no idea what he's talking about. So he's gonna go in and he's gonna start smearing fucking other people, other companies into the fucking nose, saying like, "Oh, you didn't do this," when they're like, "No, but we did do this. What do you mean?"
changing it to a CS1 drug magically increase the number of studies?
Yeah,
I think we've had enough.
No, it will magically increase the number of studies because the reason why we don't have 11,000. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And this is based off of different studies on different settled. Oh my goodness. So there's different types of studies that can be done, right? And he's not going into that, right? There's anecdotal studies, there's randomized control studies, there's double-blind studies, there's so many different types of studies, and there's levels to these studies, right? And then you have studies that study the studies to make sure that those studies that were done were actually appropriate. Those are called systematic studies and meta-analyses. And this dude's just not talking about any of that.
true. And I think if those studies said that it should stay as CS1, then it should. I mean,
But that's not what the studies say, ma'am.
not in charge, but so have you gotten in front of the judge, or are you still waiting to do
Not
that?
No,
yet.
still waiting, but I think right now it's not going to occur. They're going to, start it all over again. And I'll
Not going to
apologize.
occur. You're
They'll
presenting
present to the
tomorrow,
judge there.
or sorry, not tomorrow. Next weekend.
HHS has to give the thumbs up that it's a medicine, and
And it is.
DOJ has to give thumbs up that it's
And it is.
package inserts that I get them properly.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll give you that. Tell me what the absorption characteristics are in the dose for cannabinoid 67. Tell me what the drug-drug interactions are for cannabinoid 35.
So cannabinoid 67 and cannabinoid 35. Let me show you. Cannabinoid 67. FDA approved drug. Let's take a look. What's that? I thought there was no yeah. But FDA has approved 3 pharmaceutical medications, Epidiolex, Marinol, and that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the synthetics. That's so funny. That's so funny. Cannabinoid 67. Let's just take a look at cannabinoid 67. See what he's talking about. Cannabinoid 67. Say THC reduces KI, kinetic 67, immunogenous cells, from human primary glanders in a GRP55 dependent manner. So that's G coupled protein receptor 55, right? So he's asking if the modern person can say which cannabinoid attaches to which receptor when people don't even know how many fucking receptors there are. Can you tell me how many G coupled protein receptors there are and how the pharmacokinetics fucking interact between opioids, benzos, and alcohol, and how the actual magnetism within the zones of those receptors, like the beta, the alpha, the delta, and the gamma, you're saying that the different zones that are attached within those receptors, are we going to go into that at all? Are we going to go into the fact that the cannabinoids that attach to these different receptors actually attach to different zones within the receptors, and that is based off of the terpene profiles and the chains that are produced within the breakdown? I'm not even like, what are we talking about here, man?
Tell me the absorption characteristics of cannabinoid 98.
I will tell you the absorption kinetic. So the absorption characteristics is it goes through your, depending on which, so you tell me, are we going through inhalation? Are we going through tinctures? Are we going through edibles? Are we going through subcutaneous? Like, how are we doing this? And I could tell you the absorption rate on all of those, right? I could tell you the actual blood-brain barrier percentage that it's increased by when it's consumed certain ways. I could tell you whether or not there's a first pass effect and what that means, right? I can tell you all this. This isn't common knowledge, but this is knowledge that is known. It is taught. So like him trying to big dog this singer, this Scientology singer who's just like is just like trying to make some extra cash off of the grift.
You have to get sit there and say, we need them all. Okay, well, I need the drug-drug interactions with cannabinoid 66. I need to know what the dose is for cannabinoid 13.
You got it. So let's do some clinical trials on it. Let's get some. And you saying the cannabinoid 13, cannabinoid, those are, I don't know if he's talking about isolates or strains or if he's talking about certain receptors. I'm not sure what he means by the numbers. I think he means the molecular, I think he means the molecular weight or the molecular like citation. And there's so many different synthetic ones too. Like, what do we?
That's why it's a fraud. Let's look at this.
It's not a fraud. It's a complex. You just proved it was complex.
How many written publications are there? This is what's in.
Let's find out. Okay. How many written publications on cannabis? So the NID cites 53,000 scientific papers, 4,000 peer-reviewed within the past 5 years. Yep. So since 2015, there have been 37,000 published papers about cannabis. All right. Now let's see publications on opioids. 100,000 peer-reviewed articles. 100,000. 100,000 peer-reviewed articles compared to how many? 53,000? So opioids have double. What about benzos? $200,000 academic papers. 200,000 for benzos. 100,000 for opioids. Only 53,000 for cannabis. We still need double the research that we've currently done in order to have a proper identification on this complex plant. Does this man not know?
What we call PubMed. PubMed is the National Library of Medicine.
Yep.
And it contains
But I'm on NIH.
and life science journals and online books in the marijuana that's being sold in the States now. And again, we've caught the state labs fraudulently creating reports. So I can safely say that.
Well, no, those weren't state labs. Those are state approved labs. And like anything, there's always going to be fraud in any industry. Corruption is corruption.
And so they opened it up. They said we need to do more studies with marijuana. So we need to have
Right.
more sites be able to make the marijuana. We need to have our
We
drugs
do, because right now there's only one farm that produces like low quality THC. Like what the federal government is currently testing isn't what the private industry is creating on a pharmaceutical level.
part of the scheme. Okay?
It's not a
So
scheme.
guess what? They have to follow a lot of rules and protocols to create that marijuana and test it to
That's
make
true.
sure it's free of pesticides and herbicides and
That's true.
fungicides and bacteria.
That's true.
And so guess what? Guess how many companies raised their hand and are making it? Yeah,
Yeah, guess how many companies test for opioid exposure? It'll be 3/4 of the large U.S. employers. Over 40% of mid-sized companies do drug screening. How many drug screeners exist in America? 11 million workplace drug tests are performed every year. And this dude's gonna say like,
yeah, because that's too difficult. And if it was real and they gave more money to marijuana research, okay, and so what happened to the studies? Well, they peaked.
they didn't peak. It's a controlled substance. It's level 1. Only so many people can actually gain access to it.
They peaked. Look at
Oh
that.
my god. Oh my god. He actually has a handwritten graph. Oh my god. With some scribbles on it.
They peaked. And so
And he's trying to auto.
the
What the
numbers,
fuck?
as you see, they were going
No, you
low,
can't see it.
went up, and again this
Oh my
peaked.
god. Oh my god. Can we? You can't even read that. That's so.
Up is around
This is worse than when Trump tried to fucking give the graph of nothing to the
so
reporter.
studies peaked at around 2019,
She like
2020.
I can't see.
2020 it's at 919 studies per year coming out.
Dr. John, can you send me that piece of paper? Are you able
Yeah,
to
send me
put
that
it
piece of
up? I'll put it
paper.
up on the screen. It didn't show up
Sure.
very well, but I'll put it up there.
Sure.
Okay, let's
So
put it up.
900
Oh, they fixed it. Okay, so let's take a look. This is the amount of studies that have been done. So this is funny. Right here is 2026. So that's why that plateaus. Because like, that's so funny. Oh my goodness. I want to see
reports coming out.
articles published on PubMed. Here, let's take articles in PubMed. Articles in PubMed. Articles in PubMed on medical marijuana. Published by year. I want a graph. Give me a graph. All right. It's gone up. It's gone up. It hasn't gone down. And then enter the search query. Copy. This is why AI is here. Here we go. Let's take a look. So this is the graph that he did, right? PubMed timeline. Exit. So 2026 is still happening. So it looks like in 2020 we had 500 studies published, 500 studies published, 700 studies published, 600 studies published, 500 studies published, 425, and then right now we have 183 published so far. So far, right? And that's on par with like how many was published around 2013, 2014. So everyone's waiting to get into this. It's like, but it hasn't gone down though at all. It's so funny. If we pull this back a year, that's so funny. Like, let's pull this forward to 2005, 2023, 2024, 25, 26. And 26 is going to be a lot more. So realistically, how many were actually published between 2011 and 2026? Download. I want to see. I have product key. Let me out. All right. We got, let's take a look. So within the past 5 years, we've had 5, 10, 15, 21, 27, 31, 32, probably roughly 3,200, 3,300 studies done within the past 5 years. So yeah, 4,000 studies pretty much done within the past 5 years. Let's take a look at copy. PubMed. Advanced search result. Control V. Let's put opioid. Or oxy. Back. Here. Give me another prompt for give me another prompt for opioids. No. PubMed prompt to search. All right, copy. Let's take a look. Control V, search. Ain't that peculiar? Ain't that peculiar? Let's download that real quick. Let's download that. Huh. Close Excel. Nope. Hold on. Let's open that back up. I like how this dude is like framing the numbers. I want him to compare the numbers. I have the product key. Oh, this is making me mad. Look at this. 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 5,000, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000. That's how many studies were done. Cancel. Exit. Close it. That's how many studies were done for opioids compared to cannabis. Cannabis doesn't even get a fraction. Cannabis gets a 1/10 of the attention and research done year over year that opioids get. So when he's talking about fucking money mills, he knows exactly what he means. And that graph right there is the same graph. It's the same graph as the opioids research and barbiturate research. It's insane. The fact that he's trying to pull this.
So again, it's not going to show that many, but look at that. This is when they funded for more sites to make the marijuana. And
that's not true at all.
actually went down. Wow.
and his sarcastic tone is like, I don't know. He's not taking it seriously. Like, this is just something for him to talk about.
Funded because they keep coming up with a lot of problems. In fact, as we know, it's causing psychoses and schizophrenia.
It's not.
You have Russian cartels, Mexican cartels, Chinese cartels, all throughout.
Funny how he did like the boomer talk of like Russian, Chinese, Mexico. Who were the Cold War when he was in his 20s and 30s? Who are we against, I wonder?
Out the country, Oklahoma, mutagenic, carcinogenic effects. And marijuana's in there, but yet California approved it. But you approved a drug that you already acknowledge is a mutagen and a carcinogen?
Wow.
What do you mean?
Tell me again the number of studies since 1985 and the dollars you told me, because I'm going to put it in the show notes.
Please put it in the show. Please put it in the show.
Email the president.
Please put it in the show. Okay. Let's take a look. Results of performed in 2024. And this was performed by Mr. Drum. So, text search logic. This is from evidence for DEA docket, blah, blah, blah. And so this is what we put into the report. Marijuana, number of projects or publications. So he's saying that, so he double dipped. So marijuana and THC is 10,000 publications in 2024. Is that true? Let's just take a look. Results by year. How many? So in the year 2020, oh, this is for opioids. There was 5,000 done for opioids, right? So if I go back to my previous one, give me the PubMed, Control C, go back, V, search, 2024. See, this is the beauty of technology. We can just like go back and see in real time whether or not they're full of shit. 520 compared to how many again was it? 5,000 on the opioids, 500 for cannabis, and he's saying he's lying and saying there's 10,000 publications in 2024. He's such a fucking liar.
Marijuana since 1985, not one FDA-approved indication for marijuana or cannabis, not one.
So he's saying not one, but MMJ International is actively saying they have an FDA approved for Schedule 1 cannabis. So this man is actively countering one of the other companies and one of the other like stakeholders in this. So like, yeah, it's definitely interesting. He's not going to get very far. His day is going to be cut short.
Okay.
Again, we're not going to have a substance that has over 100 active ingredients. I need to know what's the absorption characteristics.
That's true. And he is right about that. You do need, but like, that's where isolates come in. And we have isolates.
Cannabis, Ross Granger, attackers smoke cannabis. And these are cases of stabbings and killings in the United Kingdom and Ireland as a result of these people using cannabis.
United Kingdom and Ireland. Notice how he didn't mention any American studies.
It's very obvious what's happening. Anytime we see stabbings, anytime we see these mass shootings, again, we've had people that legislators being shot.
Yep.
Right?
Because of cannabis? Because of cannabis.
Gabrielle Giffords was shot by a marijuana user.
You'd think they would wake them up.
Nancy Pelosi's husband was hit over the head by a hammer by a marijuana user.
Interesting. Is Steve Jobs a marijuana user? Yes. Is Bill Gates. He experimented with it in his use. Does Elon Musk that's actually funny. He said no, but like right there, it's clearly. There's so many different. What percentage of the 1%? Let's just say 1% financially well-off people. 5% of individuals in the highest income bracket report frequent regular use. 23% of adults regularly consume cannabis. House 5% of individuals in the highest income brackets. People in highest income bracket. 892,000. So let's do 892,123 times 0.05. We're gonna do the math on this one. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Times 0.05. Oh, 0.05. 44,000. 44,000 of the wealthiest people are active cannabis users.
There were 5 people shot. James Hodgkins was a marijuana user. Okay, it's blatant. Thomas Crooks, who shot at President Trump, was a marijuana user. And the interesting thing about that case, the Allegheny County would not run for THC.
I remember.
Not run the test for THC.
Yep, I remember.
What do you mean?
Ran it for 11 other substances,
What?
but not THC. Yet
That's not true. They would have definitely ran it for cannabinoids.
Tested over 6,000 cases of drug cases, and the most common substance were THC, opiates.
Well, yeah, because THC is the most common drug used. Like that's just. And who's this?
That's when real life hurts and support can feel very far away. So we created a sober support app. It gives you daily check-ins.
An app? What? Please ask him not to reclassify CS1. First reason was CS3. Oh my goodness, it's the attacker smoked cannabis. Yes. For more information, read The Attacker Smoked Cannabis by Ross Granger. So they're saying that this suicide and psychotic violence in the UK and Ireland. This is a book that was made. When was this made? Read more. And let me see, for those long age release. What in the world? This was published in 2019. It's got 400 pages. Let's take a look. Book. So we made a book. UK Parliament actually used it. Let's take a look at all the books published. Just one. He just published one book. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? There's no way. Oscar Ranger, Cannabis. Yeah, that ain't him. There's no way this is him. Yeah, nah, sorry, dude. That ain't you. Non-functional website to induce psychosis and read. Wait, what? The server's down. It was a steak? What? That's so weird. You can't even book a reservation. The buttons do nothing. Their telephone number is listed. The website. Is a placeholder text used to web design. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's funny. So someone tried to get on something and just. That's so interesting. So in the United Kingdom, this one guy, okay, Ross Granger is an English teacher who has taken the time to catalog violence incidences. Okay. Can I see the... Uh, uh, wait a minute, what? I'm still confused about this blog. Okay, here we go. Attackers Smoke Cannabis is an online catalog of acts of suicide. Here we go. .wordpress.com. Okay. Where we never forget. The font. Okay. Okay, I'm Ross. Book of the same name. Born and raised, I lived in USA during my adolescence, served in England. Suffolk as a secondary school teacher in Norfolk. So he's just a teacher who said he cataloged a home. Momentine e-bike rider hang, knocked down and killed while 86-year-old grandmother after colliding with her at zebra crossing. On May 16th, the teenager had ridden. So it's a teenager. Savage acts of violence. Be careful. That's not what you're. Peter Hitchens. One thing. Okay, so in the UK they have the same thing. Let's take a look. Interesting. Glove hit his power. Okay, so he's just using this as like his. Okay. Violence and attempted murder. Cannabis fucked him up. He smoked it all his life. Irish killer throttled ex-wife on Christmas Day assault course. Consumed cocaine. Mental health intervention. Cannabis addict. Was not taking prescribed medication. He was not taking prescribed medication. Ding, ding, ding. Aggressive, jealous woman repeatedly punished her terrified girlfriend. He's cheating on her. Deidre suffered a cancer. So a lot of these people, it doesn't seem like cannabis is the issue. It seems like there's other issues that cannabis was supposed to be like a self-medication for, and they just weren't getting the proper help they needed. Had nothing to do with whether or not they were consuming cannabis. Fascinating stuff, though. Definitely interesting rabbit hole to go down, ain't it? So yeah, that's Philip Drum. He's gonna be presenting next Monday. So it'll be so next Monday is gonna be very fun to see him like flounder. I'm so curious to see what the TBI did. I want to know so badly. I'm gonna take a look at that one more time. I just want to see one more time. TBI. Cannabis therapy. To see what pops up. Okay, July 1st. DEA says, okay. Let's try Tennessee. Tennessee cannabis hearing. Oh wait, that's probably Tennessee. Okay, hold on. 2 days, 4 days, 1 day. Come on, you guys. Why isn't anyone talking about this? Is Vicente? Did they say anything else? Week 1? What about news and insights? So does week 1. Ah, you guys were on top of it. July 2nd, July 3rd. Where's the insight, Vicente? All right. So this guy's just gonna like flounder really badly. It'll be hilarious though, because after Dr. Philip Drum fucking finishes up, that's it. The state's dropped out. They said they're not participating. So that'll be it. It'll be probably wrapped up by July 14th. Worst comes to worst, if Mr. Drum wants to like have his like moment in the spotlight, he'll definitely drag it out as long as he can. So either next Monday or next Tuesday is going to be the final, and then we'll do a comprehensive video on all of this. But for now, I think we've talked about as much as we possibly can from from pretty much every source that we could possibly think of. Let me just do one more time. Cannabis hearing, DEA news. 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, 1 week ago, 1 week ago, 1 week ago, 2 days ago. Okay, cannabis hearing, DEA. Let's see what Reddit's got to say about it. 1 week ago, 16 minutes ago, 1 week ago, 6 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 days ago. Okay. Sector update, 2 weeks for post-hearing, briefs and generous, considering the pace of the oral hearings. Imagine the staff worked yesterday, continue to work today to clear the side of things. Tuesday, July 16th. I agree. It also gives ALJ basically the entire week of service parties. Yep. They've been impeached on their own opposition to that narrow question and objected to an LAG stainless layers testimony. So the original expectation, yeah, it's going to be coming way sooner than that. Final rule publication and Treasury 280 guidance on the same day the DOJ responds to TerraSend. Yo, I like you. Who are you? Clean Studio 18. Yo, like, how do I message you? Start chat. Loved your analysis. Cannabis DEA hearing. Please reach out. All right, I'm gonna send that out. Boop. All right, so we reached out to Mr. Clean Studio. Thank you so much for the sector update. Release named time. Yep. ACB becomes first cannabis to name times. Yep. Healthcare professional. Daily discussion 12 hours ago. Okay, let's take a look. Sanctions on end of day, no volume, bleeds out. Morning pump, dump, blah, blah, blah. Friday, marijuana hearings. Okay. Let's take a look. Sam witness acknowledges marijuana fist definition. Okay, the DEA hearing engine. Amadra still opposed to just getting her acknowledgement to come to a key. I can't wait for the transcript. Everyone is just waiting for the transcript to come out. No one wants to talk about it and speculate. But I'll speculate. Let's take a look. Open. Yeah, that was 2 days ago again. Again, we already went over all of this. Legal challenges in the DC court. We already went over that. Yep. All right. So yeah, we're gonna wait on this. Very fascinating though that people are making a lot of money just like saying the thing. All right. All right. So very fascinating stuff on the cannabis. Um, yeah. No one's really talking about much. Let's see what Trees is saying. Is Trees saying anything about DEA? About reschedule? Okay, what about 3? All right, Trees ain't got shit to say. Unfortunate. Doesn't seem like many cannabis users are really following this. It's fascinating. This is definitely something that's changing the landscape for sure, like heavily, especially in a business sense. Like you just heard, um, Mr. Cocaine prescriber to the hospitals is saying that like there's a pipeline of trials and funds and like there's business to be had propping up an industry, right? And he's not wrong. And he's not wrong because he participated in his own industry, propping up his clientele of hospitals and his wholesaling and user base and grows of his illicit substances that he sells to hospitals from the Schedule 2. And again, a lot of this really is, I think the DOJ is right. A lot of this really is just like marketplace capture, like ensuring that the anti-cannabis movement, donation, etc. Like it's insane to go in 4 years, 5 years, in 4 years to go from what was it, like $8,000 giving yourself some extra padding room to $10 million in donations, giving yourself 500,000. It's a business, and yeah, all these people are in the business of being anti-cannabis establishment, right? And it's a very easy business to play into because fear is a primary motivator. And when you tell someone who's scared of something they don't know about that they're right to be scared and they should give you money to keep their fears quelled, watch them say the same thing for the next 20 years, even though the science has changed. Even though one person is saying that, hey, we have as many studies as we need, but opioids has literally 100 times more. Give me 1 second. I'm going to answer this live. Hello, you're live on Kickstream. Hello? Hello, this is being recorded for everyone's entertainment. Doesn't seem like they want to talk. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get more information over the weekend on Monday about what happened with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Everyone's gonna be looking at the Philip Drum's like what he's got to say, how he's gonna embarrass himself on national television, or not national television, but they're definitely gonna embarrass themselves. And I think the DOJ was smart by not giving these guys a platform. I think not allowing this to be televised wasn't meant to hide anything. I think it was meant so like these guys didn't have content to produce for their investors, right? That they could just clip out of context. So fascinating stuff. I think we're gonna get closing statements on the end of day, honestly, on the end of day 11, maybe even the end of day 10, depending on how fast this is gonna go. I think this, because the state's dropping out, takes away 3 days, right? 2 days. It takes away 2 days. And I'm almost positive Philadelphia ain't going to be able to make it an entire Monday, even with the TBI. I think TBI might even be like settled today. So that way, Monday, Mr. Phil's online. But once Mr. Phil's done being online, they'll just continue forward. It's pretty cool though. Again, we're going to go over the implications of vitamin E acetate and e-cigarette vaping products or use associated lung injury. That's a very real thing. Vaping is dangerous. Yeah. But let me bring it back on in. I want to say thank you very much to everybody who is tuned in to listen. I appreciate all of you. Hopefully there's been some insight gained. And yeah. I will see you all, if not over the weekend, definitely Monday. I'll see you Monday for sure. So thank you very much. Hopefully I was able to go over some of the background information because there's not much substance other than what is being self-reported. Thank you, MMJ International, for at least giving us a window. Hopefully other reporters will reach out back to me as I reach out to them, and we can get a much clearer insight on what's happening within this courtroom. But I think we all know what the outcome is going to be, and I think we all know that it's going to get rescheduled by the end of the year. So I want to say thank you very much for tuning on in.